I got a cough drop in, tonsil swollen, throat hurts, whatever. Anyway, I was playing games the other night, and me and my buddy were talking about, refresh rate monitors, frames per second, stuff like that. And kid we were playing with said, I only get 30 FPS on every game I play, blah blah blah. And it really got me thinking. There's a lot of people that don't know a lot about computers that have them. Maybe their parents got them one because they said they wanted one. You went to Best Buy, said, "Give me what'll run this." They said, "Here you go." So you might know a lot about computers, you might not. You might know what's in your system, you might not. So pretty much all I'm going to do is a short little video kind of showing some things that you can do, telling you some things to maybe get your stuff to run better or, just find out what's in the system overall. So first we're going to touch base about how to figure out, what's in your system. So what you do is home screen, you go Control Alt Delete, open your task manager, and we'll bring this over here. Make that full screen. You'll see at the top here, you have different choices. If you go to performance, it'll give you your CPU, memory, hard drive, stuff like that. So if you click on it, right here in this top right corner, it'll tell you, well, mine's not. But anyway, right there, you see I have the i5-10400, give you the frequency, memory 16 gigs, storage devices, nothing really. This has integrated graphics, but I also have a GPU. It'll tell me right there what it is, It'll give you temperatures, your usage, stuff like that. But yeah, that's one way you can figure out, what's in your system. Another way, you come down here, you go to settings, system, about. So you'll see again right here, i5-10400. I don't think this will show your, no, this doesn't show your graphics card. But if you go to display, advanced display settings, adapter properties, and there it is right there, 1660 Super. So those are a couple ways to figure out what's in your system, because a lot of people I've talked to talk about their PCs, and I'm like, oh, what do you have? And they're like, I don't know, it's just pre-built. So that's one way to find out, what you have. Lets you kind of know where you sit with bigger, better games coming out, stuff like that. Now let's talk refresh rates. A lot of people don't really understand refresh rates. I didn't for the longest time. So a refresh rate is how many times a second. Well, I don't know if it's per second, but how many times your monitor or TV or whatever refreshes the picture on the screen. So I'll open GeForce here, maybe. No, I don't need GeForce. I need the control panel. Bear with me here. NVIDIA control panel. There we go. All right. So since I have NVIDIA graphics card, I get control panel, stuff like that. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. So if we go somewhere, yeah. So if we go size and position, you'll see I got my main monitor and my second monitor. You'll go down to refresh rate, and some of them have different refresh rates like this. Some are locked at 60, 30, whatever. But right now I run mine at 165, 2560 by 1440. But I run mine at a high refresh rate because if, say you have a 60 hertz refresh rate monitor, right? But your computer can play games, bump out 200 FPS, 150, whatever. What happens is there's too many frames for your screen to keep up. So your screen refreshes from top to bottom. So what you'll see is what we call a screen tear, where part of the screen will be the new frame, but the other part will be the old because the monitor can't keep up. Most of the time, you can just knock down your refresh rate, or not knock down the refresh rate, but you turn on VSync. VSync, that's what we're going to talk about now. What VSync does is it matches the frames per second in game to the refresh rate of your monitor, which a lot of people say, oh, don't use VSync, it brings down your frames, which it does if you're getting extra frames. But it also it doesn't enhance the graphics, but it makes for a better viewing experience, So that way you're not getting screen tears, everything's pretty smooth. But say you're playing a game, your PC isn't that, high end, you're not getting a lot of frames. You put it down to the lowest setting, you still just can't get it going. What you can do is, if you're on Windows 10, mind you, you can go to System, go to your display settings here, and then you can actually change the resolution. Most default monitors are going to have a 1920 by 1080 resolution. If you are at that resolution, but you still are getting unplayable frames, what you can try to do for playability over graphics is actually knock down your screen resolution. You can go all the way down to 800 by 600. Now, it's not going to look pretty, so I wouldn't suggest this in multiplayer games, like competitive games, stuff like that, because it's not going to be very good. But just a single player game, you're just hanging out by yourself having fun, you could definitely do that because that'll take a huge load off of your graphics processing and stuff like that to help get you those frames to a playable level. But let's see, we covered refresh rates, kind of touched on that. Yeah, I figured this would be, a quick little video. If people ever ask me, I can just be like, oh yeah, I made a little video on that. But yeah, just a few little things because I've only had PC for, I want to say 4 or 5 months now. There's still a lot I need to learn, but I've definitely learned already a whole lot in the small time that I've been on PC. So yeah, if you're new, don't really know much, or just wanted to learn a little more, hopefully I helped, maybe taught you something new, maybe I'm just repeating things you already knew. Either way, I just wanted to put this out there because I also haven't put out content in a while. I thought this would be a good video. But yeah, you know, if you have any questions, put it down in the comments. If you think I missed anything going over that stuff, let me know. Um, yeah, socials are there. I will also have a link in the description to the monitor that I use. It's a Asus Tough. Don't remember everything, but it's 1440, 165 hertz overclocked. But yeah, hope everyone has a good day, and we will catch you on the flip.